Well, first off, happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the United States today.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
So we're coming to you today from Turkey, and I guess that's a little bit of a coincidence for the holiday. But we wanted to go ahead and get a video out today because we've been in Turkey now for going on towards 50 days. We spent 40 days in Fethiye, a large expat community there of British, and great place for anybody looking for a large English-speaking expat community. And as most of you know, we spent a lot of time in Antalya last, I guess 8-9 months ago, and we've did a lot of videos, but a lot has changed with the cost of living. There's been a lot of inflation, and how does that adjust to the dollar? Because the exchange rates changed from it being like 13.5, 13.6 Turkish lira to the dollar to now it's about 18.6 to the Turkish or to the US dollar. So it's hard to sometimes gauge that. So we saw prices change a lot from our last time of being here. What it comes down to is livability, and we tracked our expenses while we were in Fethiye, and we found some restaurants that were still giving good deals, but we noticed a lot of inflation in the cost of going out to restaurants, wouldn't you say?
Yes, and I wouldn't just call it inflation because it's also portion size and quality of food. We definitely have seen a degradation of the quality, and the prices definitely are up.
Yeah, I think that comes really back home to being here in Antalya, where we're videoing from today, and from the restaurants we've seen here in Antalya from where we were before, there's definitely, I won't say a change to the better in any of the cases. The pomegranate juice is still fantastic, but
yes,
the cost of living is still
fantastic.
Very fantastic.
It's still very good.
It's just has risen up. And just to let you guys know, real estate, we have our realtors lined up again to do another video tour. So we'll be giving you more looks at homes in the Antalya region. We did one in Fethiye if you didn't see it. We will also be doing another residency video up to date because there's been a lot of changes since the last residency video we did 9 months ago. So make sure you're tuning in and subscribing and hitting that notification symbol. And don't forget to give this video a like. But we did see some good restaurants with some good prices while we were in Fethiye. So here's a couple examples. Julie and I have eaten here before, and the prices are really reasonable. So we're going to go in here and grab a bite and share our experience with you. So this is Turkish chai. It's tea is pronounced as chai in Turkey, and I know in America everybody thinks chai tea. You go to Starbucks, it's got the cinnamon, cardamom, and a bunch of other things, masala, but that's the word for tea here, and everywhere you go you're going to have Turkish chai offered. I recommend that you get it. It's very inexpensive, and it's just part of life in Turkey.
It's black tea.
Yeah, it's a black tea, and we rarely turn it down when we go to a restaurant. So this restaurant is a mom and pop location. It's definitely not what you would consider a tourist trap, and it's a place where you'll find a lot of locals grabbing lunch. And in our experience, the more locals you see in a place, the better the price, the better the food. And you can walk in, check out what they have in the buffet section if you wanted to point out what you wanted to eat, instead of looking at the menu, which sometimes, if you don't know the words or if it's not in English, it's helpful. But they do have an English version of the restaurant menu at this location here. Okay, so Julie has what's more or less a traditional type of Turkish breakfast, and sometimes it's got meats and cheeses and breads, but it's kind of, what's the platter called? The no, it's a kabalti platter, but in Louisiana you would call it a charcuterie platter. And so here is her egg that comes with it, and there'll probably be some sort of a bread product, I think. Another common dish here is a lentil soup, which I love, and I'm having lentil soup, and I'll have my chicken rep, which is a donor, coming here in just a moment. And I will say that the food here is good. This is the second time we've come, and normally if it's not good, we don't go back a second time.
Oh, right.
So this is a chicken doner. It's a wrap, and it's really good. And anyway, I'll take a bite here. You can see it's got lettuce, tomato, a chicken doner, and some ketchup. Okay, so we're pretty happy with our bill today. So the two of us had lunch with, I'm pretty content with it. And it was 160 Turkish lira, which at today's exchange rate is $8.60 for the two of us to come out for a lunch/breakfast, depending on how you want to categorize this. And after tip, we're walking out with less than 10 bucks, $9.50-ish. So this is about our 10th time coming here, and we've loved this little restaurant. It's affordable. We walk out of here typically with a meal and our drinks for 170, 180 tops, and we end up, that's 10 bucks. And we just think the portions are good, the food is good. So we have become regulars here, and you can't beat the view. Ambiance, it might be a little place, but it's good. This is another mom and pop place right on the beach. It's away from the busiest part of the boardwalk on Chalish Beach. And it's not really what you call a tourist place, but there's a lot of local tourists, and some Brits will come here. Good. Thank you. Look at this beautiful salad. This time I'm doing the salad just like Julie, doing this healthy meal and a beautiful sunset. And we've got our beautiful puppies with us too. The next place was a real surprise. It's a locals place. Hey, we sat down and this was instantly put on the table. We have no idea what we're getting into. So we literally just sat down and they came and just started filling up our table. We didn't order anything. So I guess we're in for something traditional that we haven't experienced. Apparently you choose between chicken, beef, or lamb, and we chose chicken. Chicken. Wow.
Okay, this is the place to bring Kelly.
Yep.
This is a lot of food.
That's a lot. Bon appetit. 190 Turkish lira, or $10.20. And we would definitely be going back to those again if we go back to Fethiye. And so, Julie, what did our cost of living look like for the month in Fethiye compared to a month of when we were living in Antalya about 9 months ago?
So in Fethiye, for just lodging and food, we came in at $1,907. And that's for 30 days. That's not for the 40, it's just 30. And then in Antalya, we came in at $1,943 for just food and lodging.
And that sounds pretty equal, but I do believe we ate out much more often when we were in Antalya than we did in Fethiye.
Yes, we did. So in Antalya, we went out 54 times. In Fethiye, we went out 43. And of course, this is also just coffees or a dessert or, something. It's not always a meal. But I will say in Antalya, as I looked back, it was more often meals. And in Fethiye, it was more just a little snack here or there.
So what did we spend for going out to restaurants and eating 8 months ago versus what we spent?
So in restaurants, we spent $530 in Antalya back in the January 10th to February 9th.
Okay.
And in Fethiye, last month, we spent $418 in restaurants.
So that doesn't sound too bad, but I think maybe we were actually eating at some higher end places in
Antalya. Definitely, yes. We were going to the higher priced restaurants. With groceries, in Fethiye, I spent $384 because we did eat at home quite a bit more. Mm-hmm. And here in Antalya, it was $167. So that's
wow, that's
fairly
substantial. So we had a big increase in our grocery bill from not eating out as much, and I guess that also goes to show the
prices of everything.
Well, the difference in the amount of times we were going out to eat, but also the quantity. It was like going out for a dessert or a snack, and coffee or dessert versus a real meal.
That's correct. And our hammam visit was $102 in Fethiye.
Worst hammam I ever went to. And for those of you that don't know, it's a Turkish bath and you get a massage at the end. We're not even going to show any video on that because there's no recommendation to be made. There was an upcharge. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
So in contrast, our Antalya hammam visit was $64 between the two of us. So pretty substantial there. And our gym membership was $38 in Antalya, and it was $54 in Fethiye.
Oh, so that's a big increase there over when we were here before.
Correct.
If all things were being considered equal. So it's 100 lira for a daily pass
and 500 lira for monthly pass.
500 lira for monthly pass. Oh, that's pretty good. Can we walk through and check it out?
Yeah, come. Okay. Sure.
Our expenses, including fixed, came in at $3,180 in Fethiye, and they came in at $2,609 in Antalya.
We also had paid for parking when we were in Antalya, so that was about a $30 some dollars a month here. So, but yeah, fuel is much more expensive now than last time around. I think we're paying about $5.50 a gallon for diesel right now. I think we were around about $2.50.
Yeah, we were a lot lower.
Yeah, so big difference in the price of fuel here right now. But overall, I'm going to say that Turkey is still probably the cheapest place you're going to find in Europe, even though we're technically in Asia. Very, very inexpensive, especially when you look at the standard of living, the quality of life, and the infrastructure versus some of the other places that may be on par, say like Albania or something. But Serbia has a great standard of life and living, probably at a similar rate. And if you haven't been following us, Novi Sad is just a kick-ass place that we really, really recommend to check out.
And I will say we've had amazing weather. I mean, our weather, we had 2 days of rain in Fethiye in 40 days. And now Antalya, we've been back and we are starting to see a little bit, but honestly, the weather's just been beautiful.
So we were actually going to the beach until early mid-November, and I'm sure that there's probably people there at the beach today, and here we are in late November. Maybe people a little bit more diehard. Oh, yeah. Now let's talk about some of the changes in the population. First off, Fethiye is big time with the British expats. Huge community there. Community lives there year round, plus a lot of people go there for holidays. At this particular moment in time, though, there's probably a 2-to-1 ratio of Russians that are in the area. So they've really jacked up rental prices and real estate prices in the local market there.
Yes.
And while we want to tell you that it's a great place to maybe look at buying a home, I have a hard time knowing whether or not there's a Russian bubble, that if the war ends and these people go home, whether or not that price is going to be sustained or whether or not there'll be a pullback. But prices have definitely shot up and rents have really shot up as well.
Yes,
and you can check that out in our video that we did on real estate in Fethiye. And again, we'll have another one coming on real estate here in Antalya, Turkey in the coming month. Now, if you haven't already, please check out the new website that Julie worked really hard on. And here you can find out about medical insurance, like what we use. There's a link in the services tab, so go on in there. You can look at our Amazon store for some of the products we like, but it's warrenjulietravel.com. So please go check that out. And if you do purchase anything through any of our links, there's a good chance we might get a commission, and for that we would thank you.
And I wanted to say regarding the blogs, I am working on one that will be about pet-friendly locations that we've visited in 2021, 2022, and I know a lot of people out there are very interested in that, and they're off the beaten track ideas. So.
And let's talk about International Living TV. For those of you that haven't been paying attention, Julie and I are working on videos for International Living TV. One episode a month is going to go to ILTV, which launches in January. So far we've sent them over 3 episodes. We've sent them over an intro video that talks about what it costs for us to live for 27 months on average as nomad expats. So you'll want to look forward to seeing that episode. And if you're part of the, if you go to our website, you'll see an International Living TV section, and we'll be posting links to those videos so that you can go and hit the link and have that streaming opportunity to watch that on a streaming service. Then we also have a video that we sent over regarding purchasing a car as Americans in Europe, which is an update to what we have done previously, and we also have an in-depth video about pets. But we'll have a whole lot of other expat nomad type videos coming on that will be exclusive to the International Living TV segment. So make sure you're following us there, but I'll also send out notices to the community through a notification on YouTube, but also our Facebook group. So a lot of ways I'll try to notify you guys so you can follow us there. And by the way, YouTube has kind of throttled back some of our viewership because I'm not putting out videos like 3 times a week like they would like, and more or less doing like once a week. So if you guys could like subscribe and really follow along, it would be really, really nice. You know, we're seeing some numbers dip because, you know, not enough bandwidth to be putting out 2-3 videos a week and still travel. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are just reading off articles that they find from Lonely Planet or something and telling you that this is a great place to live. And we see some YouTube channels like that, and you know, we actually go live places. And
we do.
You know, we're not giving you recommendations because, you know, somebody else is giving you a recommendation or putting a recommendation out there on some blog or website. That, well, what you get from Julie and I is really legit investigation.
It is.
So as you know, we're traveling with our 2 dogs, trying to see what it's like to live in different parts of the world. And we hope that you're going to subscribe, follow along, and until next time, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Ciao.